Welcome, Fright Night Vault listeners. You're clocking into a dead quiet supermarket where the only heartbeat is the flicker of fluorescent tubes and the sigh of the freezers. Keep your eyes on the end caps and your back to the cameras. If something moves when the store is locked, it isn't a sale. Subscribe to the vault and never walk alone again. Tonight's story, Graveyard Aisles, starts now. The supermarket at 2:03 a.m. pretends to sleep, but it's a liar. It hums, ballasts sing above the cereal aisle in a thin metallic whine. Freezers exhale a rind of cold across the tile. The automatic doors at the vestibule rest with their red sensors blinking like tired eyes. Out on the street, a light drizzle freckles the empty lot. Inside, the floors hold the shine of a job well done, and the smell is a mix of lemon cleaner and the sweet chemical cold that leaks from the joints of old refrigeration lines. You badge into the CCTV office for your first solo overnighter. A gray room with a desk, a swivel chair that leans to the left, 12 monitors pinned in a grid. Each screen carries its own color of quiet. Seafood case, dark, plastic-wrapped. Pharmacy gate, rolled down. Floral station, buckets like little wells. Bakery, ovens dead, timers blank. You do the rounds on camera first. Tap through lanes, pan the receiving bay, zoom on the emergency exits to check for anything wedged in the frame. Nothing. You mark the log. 0207. Sweep clear. Your earpiece chirps when the building cycles the HVAC. A rise of pressure makes a door latch somewhere kiss its strike plate. You listen. The store breathes in a long, slow pull, then lets it out. At first, it's comfort, proof of a working system, the predictable size of night equipment. You've worked in worse. Warehouses with birds in the rafters, old community centers with pipes that bang like thrown wrenches. This is simple, bright, clean. The first odd thing is small. Cart 43 is wrong. On camera 06, front-end panorama, you spot it. The row of nested carts is perfect, all the metal ribs lined like fish bones, except for one that sits turned a few degrees out. Not broken, not tipped, just angled. You scroll back the feed. At 1:36, the last employee left, lined the carts, locked the vestibule. Everything straight. Now the wrongness, a tiny, stubborn angle. You write nothing. It's petty to note a misaligned cart. Still, you watch it. The way it seems to bevel against the row as if a hand had nudged it and then lost interest. Aisle 12, cereal and coffee, shows a strip of packaging so bright it feels like day. End cap boxes face forward, every mascot grinning. You walk the loop with your mag light anyway, because cameras lie and floors tell the truth. Shoes squeak. The store returns your echoes like a patient answering the same question twice. In produce, the misters are off, but there's the phantom hiss they leave behind. You pass a pyramid of apples that look lacquered and unreal. Your light touches a thin thread of condensation tracking down a glass door in frozen foods and stops on a handprint. No. Not a print, just a swirl where someone wiped once and left a crescent of clearer glass. Could have been earlier. Could have been you, leaning a shoulder while talking to the day manager. You decide it's nothing and keep moving. At the pharmacy gate, your skin prickles as if you've stepped into colder air. Not colder, thinner, like the aisle isn't full of it. Your breath doesn't show, but the urge to exhale hard is there, like pressure in your ears. You log it as you walk, trying to be professional. 0224, HVAC temp swing at RX gate. Recheck later. The stockroom smells like cardboard, dust, and that sweet slick of floor wax they use near the receiving dock. Pallets rest with plastic stretched tight, the wrap glossy with reflections of your light. You pass a pallet of bottled water stacked to your shoulder. Shrink wrap cross-hatched like veins. Something clicks. Soft, regular. You think it's a cooling coil. You stand still and count. The click comes every 5 seconds, far end of the bay. You cross to the service door and test the push bar. It doesn't move. You press your ear to the seam. Outside, rain plays a tiny drum line on the aluminum awning. Inside, something ticks until it doesn't. And then, the silence is heavier than the sound. On your way back, you feel it. Not a touch. A decision behind you. The kind people make when they stand up from a chair. You turn, and your light takes a second to catch up. Beam swinging over pallets and the gray throat of the corridor to receiving. The light skates over the corner mirror mounted high to watch for forklifts. In that round piece of glass, your beam shows two figures, the one it should, and another that isn't there when you pivot to look direct. A lens trick. Curvature doubles shapes. You tell yourself you're seeing your own back twice, one real, one bent. You stand under the mirror and let the light sit, one silhouette only. Fine. Back through dairy, the cooler doors tremble from the compressors taking a breath. You pause in front of door 5. Behind the glass, rows of gallon jugs lean in a white parade. Movement spiderwebs in the corner of your eye, just the reflection of your own light sliding across stainless steel. You slow. The humming from above drops half a note. Electrical, normal. You keep moving. At 2:41, you're back in the CCTV room. You switch to quad view, vestibule, front end, dairy, receiving. On camera 06, cart 43 is now 3 inches further out. You roll back 10 minutes, 5, 2, nothing. No movement on the feed. Frames show it nestled. Next frame, angled wider. No flicker, no blur. Just more wrong. You look for the cause. Vibration. Cleaning crew you missed. A draft pushing through the doors. The vestibule is sealed. The weather strip presses flat. The cart moved without being seen, and the camera, which captured a fruit fly's zigzag an hour ago, didn't clock it. You feel your jaw hinge, lock, loosen. The chair's tilt makes you sit too long on one hip until it aches. You stand. The building groans a little. A settlement noise, an old man shifting without waking. You open the office door and the hallway's air slides past your face, cold and damp in a way the thermostat won't show. The store is a map you know for daylight. At night, it's a body. And somewhere in its miles of shelves, something else is awake and watching the cameras with you. You take the long way to the front end, counting your steps, letting the rhythm keep you honest. The cart row waits, stainless grid catching your reflection in 100 skinny strips. Cart 43 is exactly where the monitor showed. Further out, wheel cocked like a question. You reach to nudge it back. The front doors whisper, "Not open." The sound they make when they want to, a faint motor-thinking purr. The red sensors blink. The doors remain closed, but you feel a draft slip around your ankles like a cat that isn't there. The draft moves toward the aisles, toward the cold. You follow it, ridiculous as it feels, because your body leans that way on instinct. Past seasonal, past the aisle of paper towels that look like rolled snow, into frozen foods, where the smear on door 5 has lengthened. Not wiped, stretched, like a wet finger pulled a crescent into a line. You angle your light low and the beam writes on the tile. Hair-thin skids, paired arcs from the rubber foot of a cart, not your cart, angling out of formation and rolling against a floor that is perfectly level. Behind you, a distant metallic rasp like a shelf tag brushed by a sleeve. Then silence again, quick and deliberate. Someone learned you turn fast on sudden noise. The store has started to time you. You stand between the glass doors and your breath evens out, the way you did during training when they taught you not to rush to the first sound. Cameras see more than you do. People who move with the noise get steered by it. You step back, return to the corridor, and feel the temperature drop 2 degrees across an invisible line at the pharmacy gate. On the monitor when you return, camera 02, dairy, shows condensation thickening in a diagonal from the top right corner of door 5, down toward the handle, as if a cold hand dragged along the inside. On camera 11, stockroom, a pallet's shrink wrap has a shallow dent at waist height that wasn't there before, an oval like someone leaned in to listen through the plastic. The clicks resume in the receiving bay, slightly quicker now, like a metronome creeping towards an answer. You press the talk button on your radio to page an empty store. 0257, minor anomalies. Continuing observation. Your voice sounds wrong in your own ears, too loud for a place this careful. The store waits, patient. Somewhere in it, a path is being set, aisle to aisle, angle to angle, like tape laid on a floor for blocking a performance. And your mark, you realize, sits dead center in the freezer corridor. You log the time, you don't log the fear, and when the clicking stops mid-count, as if a finger lifted from a jar lid right before the pop, you know two things. You are not alone on this shift, and whatever shares it has finally noticed that you've noticed back. The hum from the freezers becomes the only heartbeat left in the building. You watch the cameras as if they might blink. Every aisle feels deeper now, longer than it was when the lights first flicked on at midnight. The air conditioning cycles again, but it's too short, too sudden. The ducts cough, and then you hear something different underneath. Not machinery, steps, not clean. Quick ones like a worker's shoes, bare, slow, wet. From the far end of aisle 9, a camera catches a flash of motion, a pale shape just out of frame. You roll it back, frame by frame. The static smears just before the movement, like the system didn't want to show you what passed through. A drift of mist, number, a shoulder, a head. Human height, translucent enough that you can see product tags through its ribs. You pause the footage, lean closer. A single frame shows eyes, black hollows with a slick light in the center, as if the lens itself was reflected inside them. Then they're gone. You try to rationalize it. Lag, compression artifact, insect on the lens. But there's something wet about the image, like the screen sweated. You unclip your flashlight, press your thumb against the switch. The beam feels thinner now, more like it's slicing fog than air. You pass through the break room door, down the back corridor where your boots should echo. They don't. The sound disappears 2 steps behind you, swallowed by something heavier. The doors leading to the sales floor wheeze as you push through. A faint trail of footprints winds down the tile between aisles. You crouch to look, bare feet, the toes slightly curled, water droplets spread like someone had walked straight from a mop bucket. They end halfway down the freezer aisle. No return prints, just gone. You raise your light, sweeping the shelves. Cereal boxes stare back, cartoon eyes warped by the beam. The hum deepens into a trembling drone, vibrating through the floor. One of the freezer doors hisses open an inch on its own. Inside, a milk jug tips over and drips white across the threshold. You whisper to the room, "Who's here?" The door closes, softly, as if shushed. Back in the CCTV office, the feed distorts. Camera 06, the cart row, shows something standing behind cart 43 now. A shadow too tall, shoulders too broad, but the cart's metal edge cuts through it, like the ghost doesn't know where its own boundaries are. You watch its head turn, slowly, toward the camera, and then toward the lens of camera 01, the office feed, the one staring straight at you. The monitor flares white for half a second. When it clears, the figure isn't on camera 06 anymore. You spin around. The door to the office hangs open an inch wider. You force it shut, twist the lock. Listen. Nothing. Until a soft rattle, metal wheels brushing tile. Cart 43, it's rolling, not fast, not wild, just steady, like something pushing it with one hand. You hear the bump of rubber wheels against linoleum as it travels the length of the vestibule. Then silence. Then the faint scrape of another cart sliding free. You pull the revolver-shaped flashlight tighter in your hand and step out. The cart row stands split, 2 gaps where metal should nest, and between them, a glisten on the floor. Not water this time, condensation, breath. The fluorescent tubes above flicker once, twice, and then stay lit but dim, as if something's standing between the bulbs and the floor, soaking up their light. A voice isn't heard but felt, pressing low through your ribs. Not words, just the intent of them. Stay. The air thickens, syrup thick, your every inhale sticky with cold. You back toward the stockroom, keying the mic clipped to your collar, whispering for the day manager even though you know no one's listening. Anomalous activity. Something's. The signal cuts into a burst of static that sounds like breath right against your ear. You rip it off and drop it. Something slams in the stockroom. Hard. You run toward it without thinking. Muscle memory from every night you've chased teens sneaking in. You throw the door open and find the pallets rearranged. Not fallen, rearranged, stacked into a corridor. 2 walls of boxed water and paper towels leading straight into the dark at the far end of receiving. Your flashlight shakes in your hand. You call out again, this time louder. The sound dies halfway down that newly made aisle, absorbed like the air itself refuses to carry it. The automatic motion sensor flicks a single light on over the far door. Under it, the shape of a person, shoulders slumped, arms hanging. You take a step forward, the figure twitches, its head jerks up. The face, gray, soft, the eyes just sockets leaking a faint pale light. You blink, gone. The boxes in front of you collapse like breath expelled. A wave of cold sweeps through the stockroom so fast your skin pebbles. The sprinkler lines ping, the metal creaking as if the pipes themselves shrank. The CCTV monitors pop in sequence behind you, showing static that syncs perfectly with your pulse. And in the noise between the bursts of static, a whisper resolves itself, faint but deliberate. Come finish the shift. You freeze, because the shift schedule on the desk, today's log, shows a second name signed in under yours. Same handwriting, same ink. But the date? 1 year earlier. And the signature belongs to the last guard who died in this store. He's the one the others whispered about, the one who never clocked out. Now the store is awake again, and it wants to see if you'll stay until closing. The fluorescents overhead stutter, spilling light in short, frantic bursts that make the aisles pulse. Bright, then black, bright, then black. Every flicker redraws the supermarket in a new position, as if it keeps shuffling the set around you. The register scanners beep once, all in unison, then silence again. You feel the pressure in your ears rise, like a storm locked inside the building. The air smells wrong now, not lemon cleaner, not refrigeration. Something wet and iron sweet, the way a freezer smells when the meat's gone bad, but no one's opened the door yet. You grab the flashlight off your belt, thumb trembling on the switch. It won't stay on steady. The beam spasms, scattering across the shelves and the glossy tiles. You whisper to yourself, stay calm, stay moving. But the building doesn't want movement. It wants attention. Behind you, a cartwheel squeals. Not one, many. The sound rises, cart after cart slipping loose, metal ribs rattling like bones. You spin, and in the half-light you see them rolling out from the vestibule, 20 or more, gliding side by side across the polished floor, handles rocking slightly, wheels turning like they remember how. They stop 5 feet away, forming a barricade of chrome mouths pointed toward you. You whisper, stop it. But the word breaks when one cart jolts forward, bumps another, and the next. A chain reaction. All 20 lurch ahead. You run, boots hammer tile, flashlight beams slicing aisles. The frozen doors flash by in shards of reflection. Your breath fogs the air, but there's no heat in it. At your back, the carts scrape and shriek like metal dragged across teeth. You cut right at the dairy section, skidding on condensation. The floor trembles with weight. Too much for wheels, too heavy for any single thing to make. The shelves rattle, bottles clatter to the ground. You duck behind a freezer column and listen. The sound stops, just the hum again. You count. 1, 2. A handprint blooms on the glass beside your face, inside the freezer door, fingertips white against the frost pressing from within. Another appears next to it, and another. The plastic jugs inside topple forward as if something inside is trying to push through. The glass bows, cracks. You back away. The door bursts open, not shattered, just swinging wide. Steam rolls out in a white gust. Something steps through it. Tall, soaked. The skin glistens like melted wax, eyes twin pits with a single flick of static light burning inside each. The same outline you saw on camera 06, the ghost of the guard before you. Its mouth doesn't open, but sound bleeds from it, a low electric hiss, like an overloaded microphone. The shape moves without effort, one foot scraping, the other dragging. You can hear the squeak of old rubber soles on tile. You raise your mag light. Stay back. It stops, tilts its head. Then, in the same whisper that came from the radio, clock out. The lights behind it explode one by one. Pop, 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 until the entire aisle is dark. Only your flashlight's cone remains. It glides forward through the beam. The light slices its body in half opaque, half air. You swing the light down the aisle and see movement at every turn, reflections bending into shape on the stainless steel. Another figure, then another, all in security uniforms, faces half-formed, mouths open but wrong, like the sound was taken from them. The dead guard isn't alone. The others close in from both sides, forming a corridor of pale, dripping shapes that sway like mannequins left too long in water. Your pulse hammers so loud it fills the gaps in their silence. You run for receiving. Your boots slide on the polished floor. You crash through the stockroom doors, lungs heaving. The corridor of pallets you saw before has rebuilt itself, boxes stacked higher, the same narrow lane lit by the single motion sensor at the end. And standing beneath that light, your double. Same jacket, same badge, face hollowed out and gray. You watch him lift his hand and beckon. You shout, "Get away from me." But the echo bends, comes back smaller, weaker, as if the air's gone thin. The temperature plunges. Your breath fogs into long, dragging ribbons. The frost spreads across the boxes, cardboard cracking like bone. Your double steps closer. The face doesn't change, but the eyes fill with light, the color of security camera glare. His voice slides out, layered with your own tone. "They said I left early, but I never left." Behind you, the carts scream again. The sound funnels down the stockroom corridor, a metal howl rolling toward you. You duck into the aisle of pallets just as the first one slams into the doorway, crashing and toppling boxes. You sprint toward the far end where your double waits, the air thick with cold mist. Every breath burns. The lights at the ceiling flicker like thunder flashes without sound. He opens his arms. You stop 3 feet away. The beam of your flashlight trembles between you. "What do you want?" you whisper. His mouth moves. Static. Then words you can feel rather than hear. Relief. The floor drops in temperature so fast the tile pops beneath your boots. Your reflection in his eyes flickers, then splits. You see yourself on both sides of the beam, one living, one dead. He steps forward and touches your chest. It's not pain, it's absence. Your breath stops, your flashlight dies. You fall backward through air that feels thicker than water. The last thing you see is your double standing where you were, turning toward the cameras as they reboot one by one. On the monitor screens throughout the store, the feed clears. The new guard appears on every view, patrolling, logging, doing the rounds. Only now, his image is slightly transparent, and in camera 06, Cart 43 rolls itself back into perfect line. The storm outside broke an hour before dawn, but the sky above the supermarket remains the same dim bruise. When the morning crew unlocks the sliding doors, their chatter dies in the vestibule. The air smells off, cold, heavy, metallic. The lights hum, steady and bright, but there's moisture clinging to the tile, a thin film of frost that shouldn't exist. On the far end of the front aisle, a single cart sits crooked. Cart 43 again. They push it back into place without thinking. The wheels leave no tracks. Inside the security office, the monitor wall hums. All 12 feeds play cleanly, crystal clear, as if someone polished every lens overnight. The screens show the new guard doing his rounds, steady pace, clipboard in hand, flashlight cutting soft arcs of white. He stops, bends down to note something, moves on. Everything looks exactly right, except the shift roster. The morning supervisor notices it first. 2 names signed in for the same shift. One is yours, the other, the same name, same pen stroke, dated last year. She frowns, tears the sheet off the clipboard, carries it to the back office to report the discrepancy. When she returns, the hallway behind her is empty. The door to the CCTV room hangs slightly open, a slow creak like a sigh. She peers in. The monitors still hum, the chair swaying gently, as if someone had just stood up. In the reflection on the central screen, she catches a flicker of movement. A figure in the doorway behind her, gray, indistinct, face hidden. She turns. Nothing. The building's hum deepens, a low vibration that makes the hair on her arms rise. Then, on the far screen, camera 06, the row of carts shifts, not all at once, just one. Cart 43 eases out by 2 inches and stops. A static shiver ripples across the monitors. For half a second, all 12 feeds show the same image. A figure in a security uniform, standing at the end of the freezer aisle, looking directly into the camera. Then it's gone. Maintenance logs later record a minor electrical anomaly during the night shift. Camera desync, system lag, temperature fluctuations. The incident report notes that the guard on duty failed to clock out, but was not found on premises. No one checks the footage again. Weeks pass. The store reopens, shelves restocked, lights replaced. But the night staff start to notice patterns. Freezer doors breathing open on their own. Cart 43 never staying nested. A soft radio click at exactly 2:57 a.m., followed by a whisper that sounds like breath caught between words. Finish the shift. Security replaces the old monitors with a new system, digital, cloud-backed, infrared-ready. The first night, it records nothing unusual. The second, the feeds glitch for 12 seconds. Frame by frame, the ghost image overlays the new guard's face, your face, staring straight into the lens. And every night after that, no matter who takes the job, the pattern repeats. Lights dim, carts roll. Cold creeps through the vents like breath from an unseen mouth. The ghost isn't bound to the building anymore. It's bound to the shift. Slip on your headphones, turn out the lights. And if you ever walk through a closed supermarket after midnight, don't follow the sound of wheels on tile. Subscribe to the Vault and never walk alone again.